Harry gets a scarf.
One.
Turn off light. Yeah. Thank you.
One, two, three, go. Who's timing?
The short Harry Potter video clip that I just showed all of you simplifies the sacrifice that your parents are willing to go to do for you. Yes, it might be from a movie, it might seem a little bit exaggerated, but trust me, this is how much your parents are willing to sacrifice for you. Good evening, Mr. and class. Today my topic will be on loving your parents. I know that many of you here do love your parents, but how many of you here actually do show it to them? Actually spend enough time with them? For those that do not, I hope that after my speech, you will be able to spend more time with your parents and take the first step in showing your love towards them. So here comes the question. Is it really that tough to spend more time with your parents and to show your love towards them? Throughout the course of this speech, I'll be touching on the reason people generally give for not being able to spend more time with their parents, and why should we show our love towards our parents and spend more time together with them. Touching on the points of filial piety, appreciation, and last but not least, a point about regrets. So what are the points, what are the reasons that people generally give for not being able to spend more time with their parents? I did a small survey, I sent out an email, and majority replied that they are too busy with their school commitments, they have their hall projects, they have their own work to do. But to be honest, both you and I know that this is not a good excuse. A convenient one perhaps, but not a good reason. If you are able to take the time out to meet your friends who have clashing schedules like you, why not spare some time for your parents? I'm saying everybody is busy. It is just whether you have the heart to do it or not. It's just whether you bothered to make an effort. Having said this, I'm equally guilty of this as well. I stay in Shears Hall, but my family is in Yishun. Going back just takes up too much time. I have my own hall commitments, I have my own project work, I have my own school work. But throughout the course of this entire academic year, I realized the need that no matter how much commitments I have to place my parents and my family as top priority. And I will elaborate on why this is so in the next few points. I was brought up in a traditional Chinese family, and I went to a school with considerably more Chinese roots than the others. As such, I would like to touch on this point about filial piety. Filial piety means to be good to one's parents. It means to show care, to show concern, to show love, to show respect, to show support to one's parents. This virtue or value is predominantly that of an Asian culture, or to be more specific, a traditional Chinese value. But in Singapore, due to an influx of Western values, I feel that this virtue is slowly being eroded away. And here I am today telling you why this virtue should be embraced again. Your parents brought you up since young. They were there by your side throughout your entire life. Your parents are still working to send you through university now. What I'm saying is that their love for you is unparalleled, is unmatched. The sacrifices that they have made for you, let's face it and let's be frank, you'll never be able to repay them your entire life. Therefore, I do not think it is much in asking us to show our love, our gratitude towards them, and just to spend a little bit more time together with them. This is when they need us the most now. Moving on, when I talk about this one about filial piety, some of you might feel that this might seem a bit forced. It might seem like a responsibility or an obligation. But if you guys think about it, isn't filial piety just yet another word for showing appreciation? We often post pictures on Instagram, update our status on Facebook, telling people and thanking people for this and for that, appreciating what others have done for us. But more often than not, we have been neglecting our parents. When was the last time we showed our love and our appreciation towards our parents? When was the last time? Touch your heart and ask yourselves. So what I'm saying is that instead of going to the new cafe or new restaurant that just opened up in town with your friends, go eat with your parents, go eat with your family. Simply because they deserve it. Such a small gesture will go a long way in making a big difference. If you're still not convinced up till now, I hope that this coming last point. This is a point about regrets. My grandfather passed away when I was in BMT in army. When my encik told me about this, I was shocked. I was stunned. Although I knew for quite a while that he would not last long. I gave myself the same reasons. I was in army, I was tired, I was busy, I had to sleep, I needed to rest. But at the end of the day, these were just excuses. When reality sunk in, I cried. I cried like I never did before. I blamed myself for not taking out more time to spend with him in the last days of his life. Because of this, I vowed to change and started to care more for my parents. But subsequently, when university just started, I was just too busy again and I just neglected my parents all over again. But in recent weeks, I decided the need for me to change, to start caring more and to start spending more time. And let me tell you why. A couple of weeks back, my mom's best friend called me up. She told me that my parents just had a heated argument, they had a big fight. I was shocked. Because they had always been on good speaking terms. She told me to spend less time in hall and to spend more time at home. And it was then I realized that I have been too detached from my family. I have no idea what is going on at home. I realized the need for me to change. I do not want to have any regrets like that of my grandfathers. And neither do I want you to have any. Trust me, you do not want to be standing by their deathbed, thinking about the things that you could have done. The times that you should have spent with them. It will hurt. It will be painful. And you will regret it. I want you guys to remember this quote from this guy called Kurt Vonnegut. Of all the words of mice and men, the saddest are, it might have been. With this, I've come to the conclusion of my speech. When persuasion is the end, passion must also be engaged as cited by Jiwei from last week. I hope that I have shown enough passion in this simple topic to change your life in this small aspect. A small change, but a big difference. Refer to what I asked initially and touch your heart. Is it really that tough to show love towards your parents and just spend that little more time together with them? If you have not managed to catch what I said throughout my entire speech, it's alright, it's okay. Just remember to love your parents. You don't have to spend big or do anything extraordinary. Just remember, just 5 more minutes. Just 5 more minutes to call them, give them a call, telling them how much you love them. Just 5 more minutes over the dining table to have that conversation. Just 5 more minutes to call them and ask them how their day was. Just 5 more minutes to spend that extra time together with them. these very memories will be the ones that you hold dearest to your heart when your parents are no longer on this earth. We are so busy growing up that we forget that our parents are also growing. Love your parents with loving care, for you will only know their value when you see an empty chair. Thank you.
Is it?
Yeah, 34.
Everybody wait. Elffred. Elffred, do you bring your outline? No, print it out next week, okay?
Okay. What?
Just now the paper wasn't for you.
Oh.
I was Hengla's rebuttal, so I just